Hello, Flimsy Lunch Tray here, back again in the gearing for another ranked match, but this is actually an older one in Silver League and on Islands of Ice in Domination mode. Now, I do have to be upfront and apologize to some of the guys on my team because I said I was going to make a YouTube video out of this, which I'm holding that promise, but I'm probably 3 weeks behind as this battle happened January 10th, so a little behind in getting this out as I was trying to decide what today's video would be on, and then I came across this replay and I was like, oh, I need to get that out. And also one more thing, I'm still messing with the mic sound settings quality, so let me know if the sound quality for the video, the level, is preferable. If it sounds good, I've boosted it up a little bit after having a player make a comment regarding it. So just let me know on that as well, because I'm really enjoying this HyperX Quadcast microphone. Alright, so this battle was a really fun one. If you have already looked at the mini-map, you'll see what I mean when I say fun. It's typical in Islands of Ice and Domination mode that your team goes 50-50, where you have, well, maybe it's 4 and 3. You'll send some, maybe 2 or 3, or 4 even, to B, and then the rest over towards A. But in this one, our whole team has decided at the beginning, I was just kind of letting them converse among themselves, that they all decided they wanted to push down the B-C flank, which I'm fine with the strategy, as long as we stick with it. The one thing that you have to keep in mind when you do this type of strategy, that if A goes uncontested very easily, whether it's this map or a different type of map with the same cap zone setup, is that sometimes the enemy will be aware enough and alert that they'll sniff out the strategy soon enough, but maybe you'll find that in more competition settings, like maybe what you saw at the Verizon tournament. But when you're in rank like this, your clan, you're not all in voice chat communicating, so maybe they won't. So as we start off here, we've taken B cap, but I'm concerned that my destroyers have already decided to abandon the strategy, as both the Marsals and then it looks like the Shimikaze is following them. But they're sticking with it. The Marsals are going to turn north. They're going to ride that side of the island. So if this is a strategy you're wanting to do, I just want to make sure the team has committed to it. And the Kabler is going to spawn here, or appear here, and so we're going to smoke up because we don't want to deal with his DPM, as it's just going to outdo us. I am aware that there's probably another destroyer around here somewhere. I don't know where yet, so keeping in mind an eye on that, as I'm just at this point backing up while keeping all 3 turrets on the Kleber to see if we can get some good damage in on him before he goes dark, as it looks like that's what he's hoping to do. And then the Summers appears, so I'm expecting him to launch torpedoes from this way, especially now that he's just now smoked up. And there they are, but we have a nice gap here, as you can already see it forming, so we're just gonna take on that one. So our battleships are doing good. They're pushing with us. They're not holding back. The one thing you have to keep in mind with this type of strategy is that the enemy team could severely penalize you for this with the broadside between the gaps of that chain of islands. But they're kind of slow to react, and so they're really not in a good position to punish the broadside of our battleships really too much at this point. So you can already see our Marsals have just gone for it. They were already pushing up into the enemy cap. So we're going to let them deal with the Kleber. We're going to focus on the Summers. And one thing I'm always really tempted to do in gearing is I want to get all 3 of my turrets on the enemy, which really isn't the case. You have 2 forward turrets, which makes this kind of situation really well, where you can just nose in. You're presenting the enemy destroyer, cruiser, battleships with less of a target, just keeping your nose pointed in. So it's a temptation of showing more angle and side that I've really had to work on. So in here you kind of see that I pretty much keep it at bay, pushing in, and haven't really focused on repairing my engine as we incapacitated torpedoes on the Summers, and then before that just again this other incapacitation where he knocked out the rear turrets, is that we knocked his engine. As you can see, he's going slow. So I only knew we had just 2 sets of torpedoes to potentially worry about. So we're going to just keep punishing him, because there's no way he's going to get away, especially since he just burned his smoke, really for no reason, when he dropped those torpedoes and just left. So that was a misplay on his part. But this 4 destroyer push has worked perfectly. Now, the one thing with this strategy you also have to keep in mind is that you don't want to just abandon B cap, the cap where you pushed from. So I'm letting my team know that, hey, we need to make sure to defend that cap, as I'm sure there's an enemy destroyer on the way there. As you can see, we had the Ghost Crew first, we had the Montana pushing in that direction, while the FDG is he's kind of leaving. And then the other destroyer, maybe he's going to push somewhere along the mid, as our Marcel is pushing out there. Yeah, and you can see that that's where the Daring is at right now. So we're actually having a pretty good time. The strategy really works well if you commit to it as a team. More the problem is getting the whole team to commit to it, because usually players are hesitant of letting one flank wide open. But in this scenario, it actually works relatively well with having that chain of islands. As long as the battleships and cruisers that you may potentially have use the islands to your advantage. You can see our Jean Bart, he pushed out there and he really didn't need to, so he's going to get focused down by those 3 battleships. And we can already see that B is being taken, which I'm assuming that destroyer has pushed up around that corner. And so I'm going to, inform Shikishima, his beautiful gun sounds going in the background, to be conscious of torps, because the Shimikaze could easily just dump a bunch around the corner of this island, so don't really know. But thankfully our GK is going to pop his hydroacoustic search, and that's going to give us really good heads up of what's going on here. Now I do notice a window of opportunity here as I kind of slow down, waiting to see if there's going to be torpedoes coming around this corner. But the Montana is slowing down. He realizes if he keeps pushing forward, he's going to put himself in a bad situation. So he's slowing down. It looks like he's going to try to back up. Now the Shimikaze has been detected by the GK's hydroacoustic search, and I'm not too much in a rush, as I want to get that second set off a little bit further to the right of the Montana, since he is slowing down and it looks like I'm going to go for reverse. And we're going to incapacitate, I believe, was that the engine? Yeah, on the Shimikaze. And we're going to move in here. He's left his nice smoke screen for us. So that is really nice that these destroyers are doing this for us. And we're going to get 1 of 4 torpedo hits on the Montana on that first set. But the second set is going to do the job. And then we're going to pick up the Shimikaze. And double strike. Those are nice. I really like those a lot. And we're actually going to get the bonus of our other torpedoes, which weren't fired with the GK in mind, are going to hit him too, even though that they were detected a little bit ago. So that was some nice extra damage there. And we were able to farm the GK a little bit with the HE shells using that Shimikaze smoke screen. So our team's done pretty well, holding both the caps. You can kind of see now we don't have anyone defending C cap. So I think some player has just, if he hasn't already, there'll be a player that, we need to make sure to defend that cap as well. But I'm going to go wide here to see if we can finish off this GK, use this island, corner this island here to our advantage. And we can see the Daring is actually, he's just pushing in to brawl with us. He's not really focused on the cap. And, yeah, we're going to get that kill. So, that's quite nice. So, 3 kills. And that Daring is being rather aggressive. And so we want to support our Marcel. Now, the Daring should honestly just have stayed behind the island, but you're going to see that's not the case. He's going to get a little greedy and go for it here. So he's popped his smoke screen, but He's gone too far in trying to finish off that our Marcel, but everyone's just waiting for him to do that. It's a little bit of misplay there, as I'm just gonna tease the daring here in chat. Probably should have put a smiley winky face behind that just so he knows, but we'll revisit that here in a minute. And now we're already pushing 900 points. So this was a really good play. I love the Wolfpack. I see every now and then of two Marcels working together in ranked. Works really well between their speed, and they have really good DPM with a quick reload. So that works really well. As you can see, the daring's a little bit salty in chat there, but we're just going to let him know that we're just teasing with him. But yeah, so that was just a really good run. It's a really good coordinated team effort. The Jean Bart didn't, again, he didn't necessarily have to push out there, but we were able to secure the win well enough. And this was, I think this was before the Commander rework dropped, maybe January 10th. I'm not sure what exact date was that now. But so we're going to just try to get in with what damage we have left here as we get high caliber, get some HE shots on before the points run out. And we're going to end this with 1,000 points. And sadly, the FDG is going to win, but maybe he did want to live. So let's see, what did that put us for our ranked for Silver League? Okay, so just at 5 with that win. Yeah, so it worked out well. Silver League was pretty fun. I mostly played tier 10s, even though you can play tier 9s. So we're going to end with just over 118,000 damage, 3 destroyed, 2 set on fire, 6 torpedo hits with a double strike and high caliber, with over 447,000 credits, over 5,800 experience, and almost 655 free experience. And then going to team score, we're going to do quite well and topping the team with what appears to be my eyes 2,269 base experience, which is pretty good for ranked. It's nice because I like there being fewer ships, as it feels like you can have a more significant impact on the battle. Sometimes that's true, sometimes it's not. With most of our damage, of course, just being among the Montana goes to occur first. Shimikaze, I've got a good bid on him, as well as the Summers. So yeah, that worked out quite well. And with premium account, profits is going to be over 288,000 credits. So all in all, it was a really enjoyable battle. It's nice to have these types of battles here and there, which is really relaxing, and your team's having pretty much a good time in chat. Although I was really hesitant at first, as you saw in chat, but they stuck with the strategy, and those Marcels being able to use their speed as well as their DPM to their advantage. So again, I love that combination of Wolfpack. When Marcels work together like that, it can be really effective, as they just overwhelmed that Kleber. He didn't stand a chance. So if you liked today's battle, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you want to see more, and if you have already subscribed, thanks so much. As I believe, as I'm recording this video, we're just a few subs short of 100. So thanks guys for that. And also thanks for the reaction to the meme compilation video. It seems like you guys have really enjoyed that, as I enjoyed working on it and hoping to do a few more of those in the future. So until next time, take care.